Welcome to our studio for the first time, coming to you from New Orleans, the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. Joining me this evening, Arnaldo, Portugal, Spain, our distributor with Rotax, and also Richard, coming from America, Canada, bringing us the Grand Finals this year. First of all, Arnaldo, last year was spectacular, and before we talk about this year's Grand Finals, were you happy with the event? We're going to have a little look at it, but after last year's Grand Finals, Portugal, it was quite a big event and fantastic. What do you think? You think they can beat it this year?
I hope so, because as an organizer and them as an organizer, we always try to be the best, and this is good for the event, for Rotax. So I hope they will be better than the last event, because every year we want to do better.
That's right, every year it gets better. This is the 14th annual Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, and the first time we've been to the US. So I think they're really, really trying hard. And of course, a lot of people say, can it get better? We always ask Robert Gumpenberger, does it get better? And he says, yes, for sure. So I hope you're right too. But we'll have a look at last year's Grand Finals. Bit of a preview for everybody, or a review for those that also knew what happened and who won and everything. Let's watch the video, and then we'll have a chat to Richard as well.
BRP's 13th annual Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals took place amid record attendance from November 28th to December 1st, 2012 at the Cartodromo International Algarve.
Detach that race control between post 10 and 11 on the opening lap. Car number 3.
Post 10 and 11, cart number 371.
Portugal hosted Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals for the second time since 2006. The Rotax Max Challenge is the fastest growing kart racing series in the world. This year, a record 276 racers from 60 countries qualified for the Grand Finals. All around the world, 15,000 racers participate throughout the year in national competitions to qualify for the Grand Finals.
I think it has surpassed my expectations. It's an amazing event. It's an extremely awesome atmosphere, all in the paddock. All the countries gathered together here, competing for a world championship is just great.
With the amount of drivers we've got here this year in Portugal, that is stunning. And you have to say, you know, the Rotax family, the way the Rotax philosophy is about bringing people from all around the world who've made the top grade in their championship, in their national championships. You've got to think that's a very clever and a very good way of making the sport work of karting.
The same chassis, tires, and Rotax engines are used in each racing class of the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, meaning that each participant has an equal chance of winning. The Grand Finals are a unique racing series since ability is all that counts. The most talented drivers in the world compete against each other in this fantastic event, demonstrating their excellent driving skills.
Hey guys, welcome to the 13th Rotax Max Challenge Grand Final. Especially for you today, we're going to test two of the karts and also the racetrack. And I'm going to test the Hasse DD2. And Michael, our test driver, which kart are you going to test?
I'm going to test the Mach 1 DD2.
Okay, do you think you can be faster than me?
We will see. Normally, ladies first.
Current Formula One drivers Jenson Button and Kimi Räikkönen started their racing careers with karts and Rotax engines. For many, it is the ideal first step into a career in motorsports.
The karts are running well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Rotax engine performs really well around here. I'm looking forward to some good racing for the 13th Rotax Max Grand Final.
Drivers as young as 13 years old took part in the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals and gained international racing experience in the junior class.
That we're racing on here.
The logistics at the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals were impressive. Last year, the Rotax organizing team thought that the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals could not get any bigger. And yet, the 2012 event exceeded all expectations.
How are Rotax going to top this Grand Finals?
That's a difficult question, perhaps by the location which we have in mind.
The 2012 Grand Finals with 276 racing pilots and including the side event with 34 youngsters in the 125 Micromax category racing on a national level only were definitely the biggest ones ever. The 34 kids that came from Portugal and Spain had the chance to participate in an international event alongside their heroes.
When you see the older drivers, is that where you want to be in the future?
Yeah, yes.
And which class would you like to race?
In Formula 1. Ich habe vor klein in Auto gekommen und mein Vater hat mir gesagt, möchtest du einmal Auto rennen? Und ich habe gesagt, ja. Und jetzt bin ich hier.
What's your name?
Ich heiße Kilian.
It was a very nice opportunity to get together also those small drivers here.
BRP worked particularly hard to bring such an important event to the karting circuit in Portugal. The organizing team consisted of 100 people across 10 nations. 330 Rotax engines and over 300 chassis were provided by different chassis partners such as Burl, Sodakart, Hase, and new this year, Mech 1 from Germany.
Today we are producing on an area of around 2,500 square meters, chassis and chassis parts.
For the special national race, the 125 Micromax drivers, Praga equipped the youngest drivers with their chassis. More than 1,500 people attended the event, including drivers and their families, mechanics, staff from the chassis manufacturers, and BRP staff. For those who could not attend, they could follow the action via social media, live TV, etc. The spirit of this fabulous event really came through. All participants found the best conditions to follow all the actions, including a complete paddock structure with space for every team. This helped the teams and drivers focus on the competition itself.
I come back because I think it's the best place to be, because the Grand Final is the must for me.
The track is absolutely brilliant. It's a very high-speed track, but then there are also many technical corners, and there's so many places to pass.
After 2 days of registration, the welcome party was a relaxing event for the participants. All drivers, crew, and staff were invited to the Hotel Alvor Baia and had a great time, especially during the Mojo Tire Changing Contest, the hotspot of the night. Mojo tires are offered by BRP for its entire karting product line. They are used in Rotax Max Challenge races all over the world. Since the launch of Mojo tires in 2005, BRP has developed special tires for its different race categories as well as for wet conditions.
This is the biggest event Rotax have hosted since the Grand Final started in 2000. How does this feel for Rotax?
Yeah, of course we are proud. It's always a challenge for us to improve. I think we have seen great events in the past, but I think for this one we really have achieved to top the last one even.
The Grand Finals started with the warm-up and the first qualifying heats. the Drivers' Parade. The most colorful event during the Grand Finals was held after the morning qualifier. All teams walked on the track wearing their race suits and carrying their national flag and helmets.
Former Yugoslavia, they are Patrick Pastorak, Merek Kromi, and Sandor Yakan.
After the presentation of all drivers and countries, it was time to determine the champions for all 4 categories, as well as the Nations Cup.
And when you see, you know, the big tent with all the mechanics and the young racer, it's really, really enthusiastic to see that. For us, in all the product line that we are involved with, we're trying to be close to the customers. And if we can organize event where we bring the customer together, we understand their need, we understand what they like, their passion, and we can design better product to fulfill their needs.
Rita, you can open the gates. Thank you, Thomas. Excellent. Thank you. We are racing. Reviewing. Timekeeping clear on race 21. Guide race control. Control, get your look at push. Faster this round. Clear. 19 is now clear. 341 into 342, I believe, between 363 and 351 are not on the grid, working with 2 holes on the dummy grid, so they're not out in the race. 363, 351.
The final victory of the junior class was taken by the Brighton Harry Webb, who started 22nd and completed a fantastic race. He left Geno Esmeyer from Holland and Parker Thompson from Canada behind him.
How does it feel to be a world champion?
Something very different, honestly. So honestly, starting from 22nd as well. Thought I had no chance, but just kept going.
The Australian Max driver, Pierce Lehane, completely dominated the practice sessions, but he lost his edge in the qualifiers. It was Charlie Eastwood from Ireland who won the final race.
It's the first time I've been to World Finals, a whole new experience, and if you said at the start of the week I was going to come out world champion, not many would believe it, so it's good.
4 drivers in the DD2 Masters category, Cristiano Morgado, David Griffith, Scott Campbell, and Gonçalo Gaivo, battled for the victory right up to the last lap. Once the dust settled, Cristiano Morgado from South Africa was left holding the palm.
It's gone really well and I won, and I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy, and thank you to everyone that helped me.
It was finally time for the last race of the DD2 category. Some say it is the most prestigious class within the Rotax Max Challenge. Despite the great performance from the Belgian driver Zenderu, who was second after the qualifier, Ben Cooper from Canada won the race, his 3rd such victory.
3 times world champion. How does it feel this time? The same, better, different?
More stressful. I think my age and my life has been cut by 10 years. I think that was the hardest race I've ever done, and I lost for words. Just I wasn't quick enough to win, but I just had to race my heart out.
The Nations Cup went to the United Kingdom, 2nd place to Canada, and 3rd Australia. The Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals 2012 concluded with the driver's party at the Discotheque Cathedral on Saturday night. The hot spot of the night was, once again, the finale of the Mojo Tire Changing Contest.
Do you think this is the biggest event that BRP have held so far for the Grand Finals? How do you think they can top it next year?
It needs to be seen. It needs to be out there and people need to discover what it is because it's just a great event.
And if the Grand Finals could be held anywhere in the world and it was your choice where they were held next year, where would you hold them?
North America would be a good start.
Suera, of course.
Maybe in America.
Jamaica, where it's sunny.
It's hard. It's somewhere warm. It's a bit cold here.
I think I would probably say Germany.
And BRP have hosted the biggest event since the Grand Final started in 2000. Now, we're still here in Portugal on the westernmost part of Europe. The reason we're here is across the Atlantic Ocean is where we'll be next year, in the USA, in New Orleans.
Do you know why the Rotax Max Challenge karting series became so successful? It is because people from around the world got involved. BRP wishes to thank everyone supporting the Rotax Max Challenge, including drivers, mechanics, organizers, distributors and dealers, families, sponsors, friends, and all other supporters.
So there we have it, 2012 from Portimao. Fantastic event. We were just chatting during the video. I think all the champions are back here from last year to have another go. Of course, Harry Webb's gone up to Senior Max, but it's going to be good racing, I'm sure. And of course, everyone wants to be at the Grand Finals. Arnaldo, were you happy with this last year?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Yes, I am. It was very tough, but I am happy.
Why do you go through all this? Because, you know, I know it's a lot of work. Every year you've done it 3 times. Why do you want to host the Grand Finals?
It's always a challenge, and it's always important for our market. So, and if we are doing it better and better, this will help Rotax all over the world, but mainly in our countries. And if you do it, we noticed that in 2006 when we did the second The second one, our market grown a lot in Portugal, for instance.
And of course, the worldwide Rotax Max Challenge is enormous. It gathers more and more countries. This week we've got 53 countries represented. And the Max Challenge itself, this concept that started many, many years ago, this is the 14th now. But like you say, it's a lot of hard work, but for your customers, for the drivers, competitors, all the people involved also in the industry, it really promotes Rotax but also the sport. And this is important. You know, we were watching the little Micromax drivers there. You introduced this last year with Caritas to the Grand Finals.
Yes, in fact, we introduced it one year before with the Micromax Festival.
That's right, yeah. Also in Portugal.
In Portugal.
Yeah.
And then we decided to do it in Portimão because we felt the need. We felt the need that the young kids they need to participate in an international event. For them, it's something that they will never forget. No. So this is important for them and also for our market, of course.
Of course, I think they already have the egos and the attitude to go with it. I saw a few of the kids there last year. They're already thinking Formula One and, you know, looking up at these big drivers on the podium and thinking, I want to be just like him. I want to be world number one like Ben Cooper or Cristiano Morgado also. But we'll see them back here again this year, of course. They're coming back. And I thought today, before we speak with Richard, and stepping, I guess, onto the Micro Mini, we want to see the kids here. And like you say, it's a national event. They're coming from Mexico, Canada and America for this event. But it's a great concept, Arnaldo, and I think everyone really appreciates giving the little guys an opportunity with the Micromax and the Minimax now also coming in before they go into junior, senior, DD2 Masters. We're going to have a look today because the raffle took place as well. But before we look at this, I thought we'd have a look around NOLA Motorsports Park and the great facilities we've got here. So let's take a look at NOLA and hosting the New Orleans Grand Finals. Welcome to the 14th annual Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, coming to you for the first time in the history of the event from America, the land of opportunity. The opportunity for every driver, 350 drivers coming from 53 countries, to take the world title in each of the Rotax classes. And it's all happening right here at NOLA Motorsports Park, New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States. Let's take a look around and have a look, see what's happening and where everything is. Here we are in front of the main building. Upstairs we have the restaurant, downstairs press room at the back, and of course the most important part for me is the shop. Let's have a look. I don't know, that's taking a bit too far. This is the NOLA Motorsports Event Centre, where the drivers do the registration this morning. It's also where they have the drivers briefing every day, and the welcome party this evening, and of course, the place where everyone wants to be this Saturday afternoon on the podium. Here we are in the Rotax workshop, where any of the drivers who have issues or questions about their karts during the race meeting can come speak to the guys from Rotax and they'll help them out. So, mechanical workshop. And here we have the manufacturer's alley, where each of the suppliers from the go-karts present their karts and clothing and merchandise and whatever else for all the customers to have a look. And now we're in the paddock. We're actually in the Team USA awning. We're getting a sneak preview of all the karts for tomorrow, but this is where the drivers will be pitted, all together in every country, 53 countries. This is the Red Bull Lounge in the middle of the paddock. Behind me, you find timekeeping, race control. Beside this, the studio and production for the TV, the officials, and the awning To my left is for tyre and fuel distribution and storage. Parc Fermé, of course, and on the other side of the Parc Fermé, scrutineering. Right at the end of the paddock here, we have the awning for the Micro and Minimax classes, which is the invitation class from Mexico, the US and Canada. So that's just a short tour of the NOLA Motorsports Park and where we're going to be bringing you the 14th annual Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. Stay with us every day, watch the videos, wait for the live timing to start this Wednesday. In the meantime, send us a message on Facebook and we'll keep watching. So there we have it, NOLA Motorsports Park, and what a great venue, another great venue. I said that last year. Richard, now you look after the entire United States with the Rotax philosophy and the Rotax family and sales and so on, the racing. It's a huge job. I have to ask you the same question. Why? You know, the obvious, yes, but why you want to do this?
I don't know. I should have asked him last year. Maybe I would not be here. I think there's so much to be done here in this country. The karting scene is a little bit, spread all over. I think we offer something in this market that not a lot of people can offer, and I hope they're going to get a taste of what we can accomplish here in the States this weekend, this following week, I should say. But why? I mean, it's for me, it was about, I'm a business guy more than we talked about this, more than a race fan. And I think that's what makes me stronger, is that I focus on making sure that my dealers are well structured and they do good business and they make money, because they need to make money. Everybody needs to put food on the table. And so I think what we're structuring in the United States, and it took us a long time, took us 3 years to get there, but right now I feel I got a very solid distribution channel, and people are committed to the program, and they thank us for putting together these types of events, which brings a platform for them to make more revenues, to be able to live off karting, and we got to support these people. So that's why we do it. We want to grow our business, we want to gain market share in the States, and we want to support our dealers that takes us there.
Of course, that's when we talk about the bottom line, that's it. And in the industry today, motorsport is expensive, everyone knows this, but there's still the people that want to race, and there's still the people who build kart sport or the industry, and they need this structure. And as you say, by hosting an event like this, which is now quite famous, and bringing all the fans and all your dealers, I think 80 you have across
we got
the
about
US?
80 to 82 distributors throughout the United States, yes.
Of course, your brother's up there in Canada, where you originally came from, doing the same thing, but more of a racer, as you said. But if you don't think like this, then of course the sport can't survive. There's so much competition, as we talked about before, so many different series. Not only that, different sports, So, and for karting, Rotax have the product. We've also got some great manufacturers who we're going to meet later on throughout the week, who support the series and who also support the grand finals. So around the world, some great names, but you've really got to bring it all together. But really, for you, it's a lot of work. Like you said, you don't know why you do it, but you really do. You love it. And so do all the people. And I'm sure they're going to have a great week here in New Orleans, because it's really a fantastic venue. The race car circuit, Will Smith was out there during the week, of course. We heard about this, filming new movie. So it's a little bit exciting for people, and also to come to the US. So I think more people have made it like a holiday. Thinking about the racing, though, have you got any favourites coming into the grand finals, or you're not going to say?
Listen, I think this year we have some serious contenders from the United States. I always think about Ashley Rogero, who's this incredible girl who dominated everything junior. It's her last year in junior. It might be her last karting race ever.
Yeah.
She's moved to cars already. But I hope she can do it. We have Juan Carrera, who's just been fighting with her all year. And of course, we have a lot of veterans that have been to the grand finals many times. I always have a special little something with Ben Cooper, Ben being part of our family now.
That's right. I think you've adopted him permanently, and
Well,
his family.
He's family now. He's dating my brother's daughter.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot of time. He's a wonderful guy, but I think he's one of the greatest ambassador of karting, and he does a great job. He's a brilliant kid, and I hope it doesn't get to his head, but I don't think it will. But he can go for a record here and be 4 times world champion back to back.
And I guess there's a lot of people sitting, watching us saying, yeah, but there's this driver and there's this driver and I've got my favourite. They all know, and we were talking about this, the heartaches as well from last year, the people who almost made the podium and didn't quite make it. Now, so many people, really, so many drivers, whatever age, dream to be here, right through to the Masters, who have been there and done it. And we've got some guys here, you know, have been racing many years, also race cars. Guys like Ben, who are young, have been to KF, come back, won, now want to make a new record, 4 grand finals wins. But, you know, it's really special, and I think this, at the end of the day, is what Rotax have been able to maintain and build this, and with great people like yourself and Arnaldo behind it. You know, it's really, really special, and I think it's going to be another fantastic race meeting. So not just a race meeting, but the race meeting of the year. What do you reckon?
Well, we hope so. I mean, like he's started a couple years ago having the kids join the event. We this year we try to take it to, you know, like you said, we're always trying to improve the program, and I think he represents exactly what everybody should think in karting. We need to improve the program for the benefit of karting worldwide. And it's about team efforts, and this year it's great for me to be part of it for the first time and to understand how these guys have dealt with this situation in the past, and it gets me closer to my peers that does the same thing to me in other countries. But to bring these young kids to this event, for them, they're racing they're going to be a world champion, and that is you should see. I mean, the kids are picking up their suits today. And it's like I was better than Santa Claus giving out that
it's better than Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Christmas will come second to this.
We're very excited. This is going to be the largest Rotax Max Challenge race ever. We're going to have 356 drivers from 54 different countries. It's a lot of work. Arnaldo has helped us quite a bit too. We have a great team behind it, and we feel that the racing is going to be, well, we don't have much control, but we've tested this track a month ago. We had the Pan American Championship where we had 200 drivers, and the racing was incredible. So you guys should stay tuned. It's going to be,
for sure.
going to be something.
Yeah, and of course today, everyone was able to get their hands on the go-kart. Of course, they pull them all together and put them back together and pull them apart and put them back together again. Take the whole afternoon to do this. I can never work this out, but I guess they know what they're doing. So I thought, just to finish off before we end for this evening, we'll have a look at the raffle, what happened today, and just talk a little bit about the I guess, preparation day before we head on to track action tomorrow. And everyone has to stay watching, of course. Join us in the studio every evening and talk to us on Facebook as well. Let us know. Say hi to your friends and family, drivers, competitors. Wish these guys all the best, and for sure, we'll see you, no doubt, again in the studio or on the podium or at the party or something before the week's out.
You bet.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much. And let's finish off with what happened today here at New Orleans. Welcome to the raffle day here at the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, NOLA Motorsports Park, New Orleans. Now, this is the most amazing sight you'll ever see. Around 300 brand new go-karts, and it always gives me goosebumps to see this. The most famous picture, I believe, at the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals in 14 years. Unbelievable. We've got karts from Sodi, CRG, Praga, and of course Energy, the official suppliers of each of the classes of the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. Today, all the drivers will get their karts, and they're all waiting. Have I got the winning one? We've got to wait for the lottery and have a look. So today is the day of the organiser. They will raffle all the karts and Rotax engines to each driver. Then the drivers and technicians must prepare them for the first day on track tomorrow, like setting up the seat and putting the lead on, making sure everything's okay. And then later on they have the drivers briefing. So they're all prepared for tomorrow's track action. Also, preparation time is on track with race control, all the cameras, everything else in the paddock ready to go for tomorrow morning's track action. So here in the studio, we're going to bring you live interviews every night. But in the meantime, we've got a little bit of work to do. So keep in touch with us on Facebook, keep watching, send us a message. In the meantime, see you later. I've got to get some work done, so we'll get everything ready. See you back here in the studio.